commentary. It's important to how we understand our great game. But there's commentary rarely heard, the one inside players' heads. In this series, we take you inside the Demons' minds, the highs, the lows, the psychological side of the game. This is the Melbourne Mindset, brought to you by IG. So, thanks so much for being with us today. I want to talk about your sort of medical struggles that you've had off the top. I know you haven't spoken too much about it, but just give us an insight into the condition, if you can.
Yeah, so I first picked it up when I first got drafted. Just got to the club, it was probably a month in. I couldn't run through the cones or anything. And I remember a lot of the boys like Jonesy and that were ripping me, thinking, who the hell is this guy? Come in, can't even get through to a cone. And then passed out in one session and it was pretty hot out here. So they thought it was probably heat stroke. Then it happened again the following week when it was raining. So they thought something was up. And when I got some blood tests done, it came back with like an overactive thyroid. So pretty much my thyroid's gone into overdrive, which has been triggered by something. And at that stage, obviously it happened again, probably 2017 and again last year. Last year's one as well as the others. I probably lost about 4 or 5 kilos before I even realised. So I've lost all my muscle and all that sort of stuff. And if I'm sitting on the couch how we are now, I go up to get a glass of water and come sit back down, my heart rate would probably be at about 120. So it's not only a risk for your thyroid but your heart as well in terms of trying to play a game of football or try and train.
So you've slogged your guts out as a teenager and you arrive in the big time, you're 18 years of age and suddenly, you've copped this, the first hurdle to overcome. What's that like?
To be honest, I was pretty relieved once something came back that it wasn't well, because I was thinking, what the hell's going on? I can't get through to a cone, I can't get through to a drill. And it sort of put into perspective pretty quick that how things could get taken away relatively quick. So I spent the first 4 or 5 months in rehab and then slowly got myself going. But yeah, like you said, as an 18-year-old coming in, it's probably not your ideal start, but it's all part of the journey.
And now it's a management thing. I mean, how is it controlled?
Yeah, like obviously the regular blood tests start to drop off as the levels stabilise. So I had probably from 2000 and, like I said, 17, six years of no dramas. And then last year it sort of reared its head again. So that's the third time it's come, which was right at the end of pre-season before the first game. So wasn't I
frustrating?
Yeah, the year before I had 2 knee surgeries, which you sort of think, it is what it is, that's football, you have a timeline, where this sort of came up right before the start of the season and there's no timeline with it. It's just a weekly blood test. When your levels drop to where it's meant to be, that's when you can start walking laps. I was walking laps with a heart rate monitor and you're slowly building up. But the frustrating thing is probably just being stuck on the couch, knowing you've just lost pretty much all your muscle and that leading into a season.
What did you have to keep reminding yourself in terms of mentality and keeping yourself positive?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Simple things once I could get going is just reading books or journaling, trying to find ways to find positives and stuff, and just going back on the things I'm grateful for. I'm lucky to be able to play football, and obviously that's taken away, I know, for a short period of time, but like I said, there's a lot of things going on around the world that's worse than that, so I just take the positives out of it.
So a lot of people watching this will encounter obstacles in their everyday life. How did you attack?
Yeah, I guess that it did impact everyday life a bit, because I couldn't get out and do the things I want to do in terms of going for a walk down the beach or that sort of stuff. I was on the couch for a good sort of 4 or 5 weeks, and obviously I'm pretty close with the family and all that sort of stuff, so I had great support around me, but at the same time, you just got to find ways to find the positive in it.
And how do you deal with the unpredictability of that condition?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think as soon as I encountered it, it was just straight away, what's next? So what plan could I put in place to help? Got the heart rate monitors in, got different things of little levels I need to do to tick boxes, and then, like I said, once I sort of got it within a manageable level, it was just setting goals and then ticking them off and working with the fitness team to make sure A, I know what I need to do to get back, and also B, when I'm back, I'm ready to perform. Had another hiccup along the way with the surgery, which wasn't ideal, but getting back going, it was probably a bit quicker than I thought I would, which was good.
In that instance, is there someone or something that helps you improve your mindset?
We got a psychologist at the club, which I spend a bit of time with, just to stay present and not dwell on what's happened. It's just know what could you control, and what can't you control. The things you can't control, put it to the side and just focus on what you could do. And I think once I sort of got that into my head, because I had a few days where I was a bit all over the shop, because it obviously came out of nothing. We just chucked that blood test in at the end of the day just for the sake of it. So it's just, like I said, finding what I can control, and that was making sure I'm getting enough rest, sleeping right, eating what I need to do to help those levels drop, and that was what I focused on.
In terms of mindset, it can be an interesting journey, and given what you've been through, hopefully you're out the other end now. How do you attack the rest of this season especially, but also the rest of your career, balancing that with what you've been through in the past?
Yeah, it's obviously, like you said, hopefully out the other side, I'm in a good space, change roles, so it's sort of a fresh start for me. So I'm really excited for the year to come. I'm looking forward to get amongst it in the midfield, and hopefully put my best foot forward and get in a good form as the year goes on.
Christian Salem, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Christian Salem has overcome significant physical and mental battles on his journey to the summit of footballing achievements. That dedication to his craft and perseverance in the face of overwhelming obstacles is as critical for traders as it is for our Ds. Whether it's in the markets or on the fields, mastering your mindset is vital to help you perform at your best. Thanks to Melbourne's official trading partner, IG, this is the Melbourne Mindset.